Welcome to Crestron DMC-E. When you log into the Setup X panel interface of a DMPS3-4K-150C, you will land on the network page. You can configure XIO cloud communications in this submenu. Going back to the network page, we can set My Crestron DNS, manage the security certificate, and configure all other network settings. Let's take a look at the main menu. Here you will see the ability to route the various inputs. Choose to turn auto routing off or on, configure the analog and digital volume, and configure the microphone gain. You can also access the microphone advanced configuration by clicking here. Going back to the main menu, we can enable the built-in scaler. To access more extensive configuration, press here. Here we have the option to enable or disable the scaler, as well as setting the various scaler associated settings. Going back to the main menu, we can see and configure the outputs by pressing on the appropriate button. If an endpoint was connected, we would be able to access the settings of that endpoint. If we select the HDMI output, we can enable or disable the output and configure HDCP. Under Audio Output, you can configure the output settings for both digital and analog audio. Audio also has its own dedicated menu, where you can configure additional audio settings. We already took a look at the network menu, so let's take a look at the system menu. The system menu allows you to reboot the DMPS if needed. The password menu will allow you to configure the username and password settings. The error log menu allows you to take a look at the system logs on the device. Note that if instructed, you may need to download the logs for Crestron TrueBlue support. The firmware menu allows you to update the firmware on the DMPS. There are various options available, such as checking the current version, start the update, view the last update, and cancel an update in progress. You can also configure auto update settings and update firmware via USB if desired. The Application Setup menu will allow you to view the programs and IP tables loaded onto the DMPS. Note that what we are looking at is AV Framework, which comes preloaded. The Relay menu will allow you to manually trigger the built-in relays. This is useful for testing. The COM ports menu allows you to view serial data in real time, as well as make various configuration changes. This would generally be used in commissioning or troubleshooting. The Digital Inputs menu allows you to check and see if the digital inputs are opened or closed. These are set or triggered via programming. The IR output menu will show the light flashing if IR is being sent out the port. This can be used for troubleshooting. Thank you for watching.